I don't know what happened, guys. I think I can't have the phone plugged in while I'm doing a live because the phone is overheating. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So hopefully y'all are gonna come back. I seen there was a lot of questions that I didn't get to. Sorry, guys. The phone's overheating, I think. So I had to unplug it. So we got 74% battery. So when the phone's dead, it's dead because I can't plug it in. It's gonna overheat. So yeah, I seen a. There was a crap ton of questions on that last one I didn't get to. Sorry, guys. You're gonna have to like re-ask the questions. The last question I answered was the different African traditions and what areas they originate from. Um, After that, we overheated and froze up. Need more fun going through a rough time. Oh, that sucks. I think everybody really, everybody I was saying is going through some shit. That's for sure. That moon last weekend, and you know, fuck some shit up. All the planets going to retrograde, and it's been some fuckery this week. Major cockeye going around. So, is anybody here that had asked questions on the last one that I didn't answer? Okay. Question about the success block barrier breaking spell. I'm torn between Blockbuster and Uncrossing. Okay, Uncrossing's never hurt. Uncrossing is never a bad thing. So if you're not sure, always do an uncrossing first before you attempt any work. Because if they got caca on them, the work's not going to work. So yeah, if you're not sure, uncrossing first and then, you know, do the road opening and all that stuff. But you got to make sure they're clean. Can urine be used to dominate someone by putting it in their soup? The lady on Facebook said it was. Don't put urine in people's soup, guys. Oh Lord, I've never heard of that. Dominate someone. It's usually the menses, the blood, and it's usually not a lot. Like you put a couple drops, you know, in some spaghetti sauce or some fucking shit. Um, Never heard of feeding someone urine to dominate them. Never heard of it. That sounds like bullshit to me. Hey, Tukawaka, you still don't have a wrench. But Marlene's here first again. But I went back and I triple checked the settings and you are a moderator. So I guess it's like YouTube setting where I can only have one moderator per video. So, oh, Tukawaka, I gotta hit you up in the PM, girl. I'm looking for something and you probably won't be able to get it because it's more of a tropical thing, and I know you're usually not in tropical climates. You're usually like north. But I know you're extremely talented at finding things. So I'm gonna hit you up in the inbox because I got something I'm looking for. Maybe you can help. If you can, that would be awesome. Have you used human bones in any of your workings, and what would be the proper etiquette in using them in my work? Hold on. I don't. I have to hear what I can say and what I can't say. Okay, so human bones are used traditionally in a lot, of different traditions. Like you can take the kind of ceremonial, Celtic English kind of work, and they always used like finger bones and hands. It's usually the left hand or finger bone from like criminals for like negative type works. I don't know why it looks like I have something on my chin because I don't. Um, the African traditions utilize human bone a lot for a lot of things, but I can't really speak on those. Another thing that people don't usually think about is cremation ashes. Like, you can do a lot of things with your ancestors if you have cremation ashes, because it's bone, blood, skin, hair. It's like it's them, it's everything. So yeah, that can be utilized as well. So, I mean, yeah, yeah, a lot of traditions use human bones. I can't really speak on too much of, you know, the how and the what and you know those kinds of things because I'm getting yelled at. Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn are visible to the naked eye. It's freaking awesome. Oh, awesome. Proper etiquette. Oh man, I'm still reading that. Proper etiquette in using them. I mean, typically, you could use them in necromancy type things too. Nowadays, you know, human bones are usually acquired over the internet. That's where most people, you know, get their fucking human bones. That they're not going to the damn cemetery and, you know, digging people up. So with that type of deal, it's kind of hard because you don't really. Sometimes you do, but most of the times you don't know who that bone is. You don't know who they were. You don't know their name. You don't know where it came from, or anything like that. So if you're doing necromancy type divinations, you can, you know, get the bone and you can try and speak, you know, to the dead, the mortal, of that bone, and try and figure out, you know, who they were, what they did, what, you know, this and that, and then you can try and, you know, strike a deal with them. You can try and make a pact with them, you know, those kinds of things. But and they come in handy. Yeah, I can't really say a whole lot about that. Ew, urine and soup. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. That's what I thought. Yeah, urine. Urine. Many other domination spells out there. Absolutely. I mean, tell your... I don't know who the fuck is telling you that, or who said it, or whatever. Dominate somebody. Put their fucking name or taglock in your damn right shoe and walk on them. All day. Just put it in your shoe and fucking walk on them. Easy, simple, works. That's the thing. Y'all, I've said it a million times. When it comes to, you know, folk magic, hoodoo, conjure, all this stuff, simple. Simple, simple, simple. Keep it fucking simple. And the simplest things work the fucking best. Always. Everybody's always trying to make this new fuckery of shit and fandangle and mishmash and like do all this shit. You ain't gotta do that shit, man. Simple. Common sense, simple. Use your common sense, keep it simple, and that shit always works. Is hanging garlic in a mojo bag a good protection? Or would that be weak? I mean, mojo bags in particular aren't usually for protection per se. They're usually for success and luck. Now, how you can do like gree that are for protection, and yeah, you could absolutely put a clove of garlic in there for, yeah, and it would work great. If you use a human skull, can this have a negative effect? I mean, it 100% depends on the morto. It depends on, you know, who's the morto in that fucking skull. It depends whose it was. On, you know, the type of person they were. Were they a criminal? Were they a good person? What did they do in life? All that kinds of stuff. It totally depends on, you know, the morto of that skull, that bone, that, you know, whatever you're using on, you know, what's going to go down. My grandma straight off the boat from Italy had garlic hanging in her doorway. Dried chili peppers too. And for her, it corresponded with St. Michael. Yeah, St. Michael's hot. Absolutely. Fiery sword, all that shit. Yeah, St. Michael loves hot things. I mean, but you don't particularly offer him things. He's an archangel, so he doesn't need any offerings. But yeah, if I do work with Saint Michael, I always add like fiery wall of protection oil to his candle, and like some chili pepper or something hot to get that fiery sort of flame in. You know what I mean? Hot things, and that goes along with hot things. Hot things banish and they protect always. So yeah, and garlic. Everybody knows garlic protects, and not from just vampires, y'all. Skulls are good. You want to know who it belonged to, or get too familiarize yourself with the spirit. Absolutely. Is it a bad idea to mix certain dirts? I got 2 dirts recently, and they didn't want me to combine them. Maybe I'm way off. I mean, it's not a bad idea to mix dirts, but it depends on the dirt, and it depends on, what spirits and the work that you're doing for the dirt. I mix dirts all the damn time. But it highly depends on the works. I mean, you gotta do divination on shit, and you gotta talk to your spirits on the way, to do whatever you're doing correctly. So for example, I did a healing on, like a radiant health healing type light setting a couple weeks ago for a client, and I did divination on it, and I pulled out that, because she didn't give me any information, right? She just gave me her name and her birthday. I didn't know what her, ailment was that she needed healed. So I looked in it with the divination, and it came back that she was having severe stomach issues. So I messaged her, and, it was right. She was having stomach issues. So, I mixed different kinds of dirt for that issue. So, like, I would have used hospital dirt, and then I also have dirt specifically from a gastrointestinal clinic, which deals, solely with the stomach, intestines, colon, that kinds of shit. So I have that dirt, I have hospital dirt, I have regular, general practitioner doctor dirt. So, like, you could mix those 3 together, and the addition of the gastrointestinal dirt, nails it. It puts a bullseye on the issue, right? But then you have all the other healing things that goes along with it. So yeah, mixing dirt, I mix dirts all the time. But you absolutely, have to speak to spirits. You have to do divination and everything before you do any work. You need to figure out what's going in it. Did I do it right? Did I put the right shit in? I did a light setting earlier this week for somebody, and it took me like 4 days to get this light setting down, because I couldn't, every time I thought I had all the ingredients, and I would do divination, I kept being told I was missing something. So it took me like 4 days to finally go through and figure out exactly what I was missing, for that work. Divination's a big part of working, y'all. Big part. Your videos on hot foot powder helped me a lot. I made my own. It was badass because I added all the fiery spices you could. I was going to give away a secret, but I'm not. That's my secret. They didn't want dirt from the tribal graveyard mixed with the local courthouse dirt. I could see that. I could totally see that, because, I mean, tribes and United Nations and stuff, or not United Nations, United Nations, Native nations don't like the government usually. They don't like law. They don't like court, all that shit. So I could totally see those spirits not being wanting to thrown in with the court. I could totally see that. The remedy to that would be, like, I have a friend that lives on a reservation in Oklahoma, and she has, a native tribal cemetery there on the reservation, and she actually found a couple natives in the cemetery that were lawyers. So something like that, I think, could absolutely be mixed with your courthouse dirt. But just regular, you know, Four Corner Cemetery of, you know, it's the energy of all the spirits in there. Yeah, they probably wouldn't have appreciated that. You know, it's good hot foot powder when you're sweating mixing it. Yeah, I usually when I'm making, I have two kinds of hot foot, you guys. I have the hot foot that I sell, and I have the hot foot that I will not offer people because it's a liability. When I mix that one up, I'm like, I'm full blown, you know, hazmat. I got goggles on, I got a surgical mask, I wear gloves. It's some nasty shit. Absolutely. I lost a lot of viewers when I crashed. That sucks. And there was a whole bunch of questions on that end of that video that I didn't get to, and now I feel like an ass. So, we only have so much battery, you guys. Ooh, what the hell just happened? Did you guys see that, or was it just on my end? Did it, like, super zoom? I didn't know you could do that. That was some funny shit. Oh, God, I need a laugh. We got 59% battery left, y'all. Get those questions in. Marlene loves my ring. Yeah, I'm very particular. Very particular about my jewelry and my rings. I still gotta fill this one that my client made for me. I didn't get to doing it yet because I'm missing some things from my godfather, actually. I'm waiting I'm waiting for them. Let's get a good look at Momo's eyeball. I didn't even know you could. I didn't even know you could. Oh my god. What? Wait a minute. I'm sorry, that's some funny shit. I'm easily amused. Oh Lord. I dreamed I was on the beach. I was about to get in the water, then an alligator came and it ate the man that was on the beach, but I ran away. Ooh. That doesn't sound pleasant. I mean, that can mean a lot of things. Maybe the alligator's an ancestor and it was protecting you, you know, from somebody. That maybe that was, you know, your ancestors communicating protection to you. I actually usually, you know, when I receive messages and dreams, they're very vivid, but I don't get them often. What I get is what I call earworms. And I usually wake up with one every fucking day. Earworms are songs, right? So my spirits, you know, like to communicate through music for some reason. I don't know why. And it can be something I've never even heard in my life. But I'll hear the music and I'll hear a certain chorus or something repeated over and over again. It'll be in my head when I wake up. And then I gotta like Google, you know, the lyrics or whatever I was hearing, and I usually find the fucking song, and when I do, it's like, holy fuck. Like, there's usually some deep-ass shit and messages when they give me that shit, and I usually wake up with them every day. It's really crazy. You had one eyeball for a split second. That's funny shit. Feels like the dream was a warning of something. I mean, yeah, it totally could be a warning, but to me, I mean, just something like that. If I dreamed something like that, I would think it was somebody protecting me. It was some kind of protective spirit, ancestor, you know, court spirit. You know, somebody was protecting me from that person, that guy that they ate. So yeah, Club Mall trippy. Disco lights, all forehead. Oh Lord, that was funny. I didn't even know you could do that shit. I did it accidentally and then I had fun with it. How would you go about cleansing and fixing old horseshoes, and can you put above the doorway in front and back of the house? Absolutely, you can. Um, I it's funny that you actually brought that up because I actually had to order a bunch of horseshoes this week. My godfather told me to get them. So I'm going to prepare mine when they get here. I'm going to prepare mine in the same fashion as I prepare coffin nail crosses and railroad spikes. I'm going to give them a fire bath with rum and Florida water and shit like that. Fire bath them. And I might wrap them. I don't know. I actually have to speak to my godfather about that because I never really used horseshoes. I really haven't. I always my tradition, the way I grew up. I mean, of course they're iron, right? So of course they're gonna be protective because they're made out of iron. But the horseshoe, to me, in my powwow tradition that I grew up in, is more of a luck thing, right? You got the lucky horseshoes and luck of the Irish and like all that shit. And I'm not fucking Irish, but but yeah, I was actually instructed this week to get some horseshoes from my godfather and put them on my doors and windows and stuff. So I might wrap them in red thread like I do spikes after the fire bath and everything. But I'm gonna double check with him on that before I do it. If not, I'm just gonna give him a fire bath. Ritually, I'll probably smoke them with a cigar, give them a fire bath, and then just nail them up. If the gator ate the person next to you, I say better me than you, right? Or better them, yeah, better them than you, not me than you. It was vivid as hell. That thing ran after me. Ooh. I had some weird shit stuck in my head lately. Sometimes it is just whole scenes to shows or movies or numbers. That's been happening to me and my husband this week, all week. And what's so weird is it's the same thing. And we don't communicate it to each other. It's so weird. Like, a couple days ago, I was laying in bed, and I kept getting a voice that was telling me to watch the movie Constantine. Now, I've seen Constantine, quite a few times. I actually have it on DVD, but I haven't watched it in probably like 7 years or something. And like a voice kept telling me, you need to watch Constantine, you need to watch Constantine. And the very next day, my husband came home and was like, I need to watch Constantine. Like, something's telling me I need to watch Constantine. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm fucking, that's not coincidence. That's not fucking random. That's fucking crazy. And then yesterday it happened again with another movie. It's either the Seven Seal. I think it's called the Seventh Seal or something. It got Demi Moore in it. It's like Armageddon, end of the world thing. And we both got that one. He came home with the movie, and he didn't know the name of it either. And he was like, started talking. He's like, "There's another movie I was told to watch, and I don't know the name of it." He's like, "But it's got Demi Moore in it or something." And I was like, "No way," because I was being told all day I needed to watch it too. So yeah, that kind of shit's like, it's going on. It's going on. Do you ever have spirits change the focus of your work? Yesterday, I decided to go a little more hardcore on something. Absolutely. Absolutely. Spirit do what it do, I've had spirits do some hardcore shit, and that was not my intentions. But that's the way they seem fit for balance, and all that stuff. So, I mean, spirit do what it do. You do the work and the spirit manifests it how they see fit and in the time frame that they see fit. So yeah, absolutely. They can go hardcore, they can go softer, they do it the way they're gonna do it. Would inscribing your pet's name on a candle with appropriate oils be a good protection spell for them, or would you recommend a photo as well? I mean, I personally don't do work on my pets. I pray daily to my court, when I pray to my court, you know, I pray for protection of myself, my husband, my family, my home, and everybody within it, including my pets. And I say it that exact way when I do my prayers. As for physical protection, you can always make some kind of protective charm, amulet, a little bag, you know, a little cloth bag with some shit in it, and you can hang it on their collars. Also, I have a girlfriend whose pets are really like sensitive to spirits, and she puts cascarilla on them all the time. And you know, that's not gonna hurt anything. It's eggshells. So yeah, if her animals start freaking out, you know, if there's some, you know, negative spirits in her house or like whatever, she'll absolutely, you know, crumble up some cascarilla and dust her pets with it to protect them, and it always calms them down. I would like to see your process for fixing your horseshoes. You don't have to give your ingredients and skip the secrets. It would be a great video. I might do that. I did one like a month or so ago on how I fixed the coffin nails and what how I oh goodness, or how not how I fix them, but how I cleanse them and get them ready, you know, to be fixed. The fire bath and everything. I did a video of it. I might do it with the horseshoes. That's a good idea. I have heard of people using gator paws for gambling luck. What would be the use of a gator skull? I use gator skulls for protection. Absolutely. I have several gator skulls. And some of my spirits have them. You know, I put them in certain places or whatever, and they are absolutely 100% awesome fucking protection. That's the thing, when we're working with, especially with animal curios, you take the aspects of that animal, and that's what you work with. So what is that animal known for? Alligators got fucking teeth and they're nasty, so it'd be a great fucking protection, right? You know, if you're working, I know I do a lot of work with like certain types of birds and stuff, so like you could use a hawk for clarity, eyesight. They're birds of prey, hunters. So yeah, you just take basically the doctrine of signatures goes with animals as well as plants. So take the doctrine of signatures and the qualities of that animal, and that's what they're, you know, would be very useful for. I talked to somebody last night who was telling me he did a work with a ram skull and against a target, and he said the target was riding his bike like down the road or some shit, and he said all of a sudden out of nowhere something like hit him and knocked him off his bike, and he was like there was nothing there and it was all fucking crazy and shit. But yeah, he was like the ram fucking hit him. Boom, that's what they do, right? They hit shit. They be a great protection as well, and they're also a good defense. So yeah, doctrine of signatures. Seventh sign, that's what it is. I wasn't sure if it was seventh sign or seventh seal. I keep seeing flashes on white light pass by me quick. I'm only 29, so I'm guessing it's not me going. I see those too. I see white ones that are like light, and I see dark ones. They're spirits. It's energy, absolutely. And that's actually kind of a new thing for me. Like I've always seen spirits, but I never seen the white flashy things. That just started like around November. But yeah, I see them all the time, and I really see them around people a lot. Like I can actually see their spirits, energy around them. So, you know, I see somebody sitting there and I look over at them and I just see white flashy, you know, flashes just flashing all around their head or like whatever. That's their core, that's their spirits. There you are. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that to you guys. My phone overheated. Speaking of, we are at 48% battery. What do you use iron shavings and fillings for? We have a blacksmith machine shop here. I mean, you could use it for anything that iron's used for. You know, so what do we use iron for? We use it for protection. It's also good for like war. So you could take those iron shavings and like sprinkle them around your house, put them under your doormat, maybe put them in your windows, you know, just sprinkle them on the windowsill or like whatever. It's good protection. Sometimes I see a tiny ass light Like the fairy, yeah, like the flashy lights. Those aren't fairies. Well, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that because I've been getting schooled on the freaking fae lately. But I'm still kind of on the fence. I don't know, but I can't be. So um, yeah, the white flashy things. They're spirits. They make St. Francis medals and sell them in these Catholic religious stores. Yeah. For pets. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. St. Francis is patron saint of animals. Absolutely. St. Martin would be another good one for pets. He was very benevolent to animals and even like livestock animals and animals of the fields. He was benevolent to like all animals. The same, and he's always pictured. If you see his prayer cards or his statues or whatever, he always has like a cat and a dog with him, and he usually has a broom, and stuff like that. So yes, Saint Martin and not Martin de Porres, Saint Martin de Porres, not Martin Tours, the one on the horse, not that guy. Saint Martin de Porres, he's an African saint, not African saint, African American. But yeah, Martin de Porres would be excellent to protect animals as well. Pets are sensitive. Yeah. I saw my boyfriend at 18 years leaving me. No word, no nothing. He just walks away and never comes home. I'm taking it that soon enough we're splitting up. It's exactly his attitude. So I see it happening. 18 years. That's a long time. That's a shame. But I mean, I am a big advocate of everything happens for a reason. I am a big advocate, if something comes, let it come. If it goes, let it go. And if he's leaving after 18 years, there's a reason for it. And usually things like that aren't taken from us unless it's to make room for something better. So, yeah. I always think that everything happens for a reason. I'm going to a new Botanica, not far from me, for the first time. No idea of the vibe of the place, but I know I have to cover my head. I'm a little nervous. Yeah, cover your head. Put protection on, wear protection oil, amulets. You could put cascarilla on. You could put an egg on your head if you cover your head up. You can wear an egg on your head if you're super paranoid. Florida water before you go in. Just cover yourself in it. Spray yourself down. Well, you'll be alright. Cascarilla. I'll try the bag on the collars too if they will let me. I use Florida water a lot. Yeah, I put Florida water in my animals' baths. It sounds crazy, but every time I dreamed of a relationship breaking, it would happen. I mean, yeah, dreams, I don't know about y'all, but, I have very prophetic dreams when I have dreams, or when I actually remember them. I have very prophetic dreams, and usually what I fucking dream fucking happens. So yeah, that's a very big way spirit communicates with us. So, if they're telling, if you see it in your dream and it fucking happens, that's probably, heads up. This is coming around the corner, get ready. Yeah, that kind of shit. Lots of spirits hang out in Botanicas. Cascarilla on your shoes and behind your neck. Yes, absolutely. And your shoulders. So do like your shoulders and the back of your neck. I usually put some on my crown, especially if I'm going to cover my head, because nobody's going to see it, right, that you got white powder on your fucking head. And you're going to cover your head anyway. So I always, I put some on my crown. Yeah, absolutely. Good evening. I made it on time. Hey, Ramona. Welcome. I love this music flashback. Yeah, this is a playlist. It's a YouTube playlist, and I believe the playlist is called songs that reference hoodoo. I think that's the name of the playlist. But I love blues and, you know, all this good shit. Yeah, I think that's the name of the playlist, though. It's not my playlist. It's someone else's that I saved. I heard the fairy can be evil. Did you hear that, did you? It's true. I'm new. Can you answer a question? Absolutely, Preston. That's what I'm here for. That's why I'm giving you all my time. Thinking about getting a white chicken and black chicken for the yard. Would you recommend a specific breed? My favorite chickens for the yard are called frizzle chickens. They have really strange feathers. Their feathers are almost like backwards. So they stick out and they look weird, and they call them frizzle chickens. But those birds and their feathers and stuff in particular are very protected because they're already, you know, backwards and you know, like reversing shit. So yeah, frizzle chickens are great. They're utilized a lot, and their feathers are used a lot for stuff. Is Saint Raphael good to use for what do you know? I was just wondering. Is Saint Raphael good to use for what do you know? So you're asking for uses for Saint Raphael? Like the Archangel Raphael? Saint Raphael? I actually am not too familiar with Raphael in particular. I don't even know if there's a Saint Raphael or if that's the angel. They're not one of my saints. I know every archangel, if you're talking about the Archangel Raphael, I know that each one has a particular thing that they do. Like Michael, Saint Michael is protection, and Gabriel is like messenger. I'm not, those are the only two I have in my court, so I'm actually not too versed on the angel things, because that actually was a new thing that just came to me a couple months ago. So yeah, that's new for me too, so yeah, I'm not too versed on like all of them. I see many Mexican restaurants statues of Saint Martin of Tours. Why is that? Well, Saint Martin de Tours, okay, he's like a protector of the poor, and needy kind of people, but he's absolutely 100% protection. So if you're seeing Mexican restaurants with Martin de Tours, that's probably a protection for their business and from the business going under, right? So they're not poor and needy, right? So they it's like, you know, protection for like good business. I agree. Everything happens for a reason. It's gonna suck, but it should happen. Yep, absolutely. I've even, you know, I've had some major fights with my husband, and we've been together over 15 years, and I'm like, yeah, there's been points where I'm like, I might have to, you know, we might have to like cut this, you know, and I've contemplated it, and I've gone through it, you know, and even after, you know, 15, 16, 17 years we've been together, you know, I came to terms with it, you know, and I'm like, if that's what happens, that's what's going to happen, you know, and it's going to happen for a fucking reason, and I trust my spirits 100%, so, you know, I've been there, not through the actual separation, but definitely contemplating it. Preston, I think you didn't ask a question, Preston. I'm scrolling back, I'm looking, I don't see any question that you asked. All I see is please answer a question. What's the question? Doesn't Florida water attract good spirits? And isn't it also used as an offering to spirit? Absolutely. It's a little bit of a myth that it only attracts good spirits, though. It kind of attracts all spirits. It really does. But it's also like a cleansing agent. So, you know, it's used a lot for cleansing, but don't forget, and protection. but it also is very attractive to all spirits, not just beneficial ones. So you guys got to keep that in mind all the time. Love my hair. Oh, thank you, Tanisha. Okay, I have a pet chicken, and it's hard not to stare at their feet. I'm always wanting their black feet, and my kids get mad. I want their feet. I love chicken feet too, and I love the chickens that have the really fluffy, feather feet. I love their feet. Like, I'm always looking at me like, yeah, that's some nice feet. I'm scaring you. Oh no, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just aware. Just be aware. That's all. Every turtle I had would die inside the house, so I would just keep them outside. I guess they pick up nasty caca. That's weird. I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about pet turtles. Black frizzle hens. They were mean fuckers, but funny looking. They look windblown with backwards feathers. Super cute. Mine were mean. Absolute. Black frizzle is like the best chicken you could have around for protection. Absolutely. Raphael the Archangel is usually for healing. Thank you, Jillian. Awesome. I'm actually glad you told me that, because I might look into that, because that's my thing. I do a lot of healing for people. You don't use saint. You're right, we don't use saints. Absolutely. We work with saints, not use. My cousin has cancer. Please respond. What is with these names tonight? Holy crap. Oh, okay, Marlene. We have a troll here. Raphael is good for healing, truth, and wellness. Awesome. I hope that helped and answered your question. Do you believe that the angels... So, yeah, Marlene, we got the cousin has cancer guy is 100% troll. We need to bop him with a wrench. Do you believe that the angels they talk about in the Bible are actually aliens? I think they are both different. I mean, there's a lot of theories on that, the whole ancient aliens fucking thing. I'm kind of on the fence about that, you guys. I really am, because, I've actually had alien experiences. I have been abducted, and everybody can, say I'm crazy or whatever, but my husband has been, we've been together, abducted, and like all kinds of shit. People have been taken with us at the same, so there's witnesses, it's not just me. So the ancient alien things, like, sometimes they get a little fucking far out there, but it's, it's not crazy. It's definitely within the realm of possibility. So yeah, I'm kind of on the fence on the fence with that one. I haven't really like done a whole lot of thought into it, but yeah, I can see both sides of it. So I'd really have to sit with it and chew on that for a while. Angel of Healing, and wonder which is working with him. Awesome. Spirits are always messing with my mom. One pushed her into a wall. She has had doors flung open, etc. They generally don't mess with me. Why do they mess with her and not me? Okay, so either she's got like a target attachment, or you're stronger than she is. It's like one of two things. Yeah, either you're a lot stronger than she is, so they're fucking with her. Because, like I always say, spirits take the point of least resistance. Always. They come through the point of least resistance. So, if an attachment comes in the house, they're gonna hit whoever's weakest. 100%. So yeah, it's either she specifically has some kind of attachment on her specifically, or you're just a lot stronger than she is. Sorry, guys. Oh my god, we got so many trolls tonight. Marlene. We got Lamigra. We got to get rid of that one. I mean, don't just delete their messages, honey. Kick them out. Kick them out. Put them on timeout. Whatever you got to do. I'm so glad I got a moderator. You're doing a great job, honey. Get them. Sick them. Get that wrench and bop them on the fucking head. I keep getting a headache. Do I have something on me that I need to worry about? I mean, that would take divination. I can't, you know, it can be some work, it can be an attachment, or it can be, you know, it's a fucking headache. you, you definitely have to do some divination, you know, to see what the cause is. What do you do to make your crust eggshell super fine? What I usually do is at first I mortar and pedestal, obviously. I crush them up. But I have like a coffee spice grinder thing, and it has 3 settings. It has like fine, super fine, and like ultra fine. You know, and I'll set it on ultra fine, and I'll, you know, throw that shit in there and grind it up. Also, what helps is if you bake your eggshells for a couple minutes before, you know, you go to grinding them. It makes them a lot more like flaky and a lot easier, you know, to powder up and stuff. And if you do that, then sometimes you don't even have to put them in like a coffee spice grinder thing. You can just do them really good with the mortar and pestle. But yeah, just put them in that. Just don't burn them or get them brown or like don't cook them. Don't put them on high. You know, put them on a low setting for, I don't know, like 10 minutes, 8 minutes, something like that, and just get them, you know, just bake them up a little bit, and they crush up really good. What abducted? Please explain. Yeah, I don't want to talk about my abductions right now. Anything is possible, absolutely. Trolls. Ah, good job, Marlene. Everybody give Marlene a round of applause. She's doing an awesome job as a moderator. No worries. Motherfucker is out of the chat. Awesome. Do you ever get fixed on using a specific herb as much as possible and works? It's super strange, but it feels right, so I'm going with it. I mean, it depends on the work, and some herbs have multiple uses. So yeah, I get my spirits tell me to use certain shit at certain times, kind of like for a lot of things. Like, for example, sometimes they'll say, you know, get this herb and do a bath and do a floor wash and burn it on some charcoal, you know, and like they want that herb at that particular time for some fucking reason. So yeah, that's not weird at all. They also do it with like the cologne waters. They like several different kinds, you know, when I refresh all their offerings and their altar and everything every week, you know, I'll be like, what do we want this week? Because I have a large glass in the center, and I usually put a couple drops of cologne water in that large glass, so they have the scent, you know, on their altar all the time, and not in their drinking glasses, but in the big glass that I keep on there. And so like this week they wanted Kananga water, and they haven't asked for that, you know, in a long time. It's been Florida water as of late, sometimes tobacco water. But this week it's been all about the Kananga water. I had to use Kananga water in my floor wash. I had to put it in their water. I had to put it in my bath. They're like all about the Kananga water this week. So yeah, that totally happens. Not weird at all. Where can you get a good mortar and pestle? I actually got my really good one at a Mexican supermarket. Like they get them like once for like guacamole and stuff. It's weird, but they're really big and sturdy and made out of stone, and they're not smooth. You know, because the smooth ones don't grind for shit. Um, but yeah, I found mine at a Mexican like grocery store, and it was cheap as fuck, and it works like a motherfucker. I grind up seashells and like all kinds of shit with that mortar and pestle because it's big and heavy and it's rough. My ex was an alien, I believe, and he believes, in my opinion, that energy is very different than angels, but not all aliens are the same. Many, many galaxies. Absolutely. Absolutely. Different, yeah, different critters, different frequencies, all that stuff. About the eggshells, make sure you peel the membrane. It's really hard to get them super fine if you don't get them all. Yeah, the baking helps that too. So, I'm not a big fan of like when, you know, they're fresh and I gotta peel all the shit off. But after I bake them, it flakes up inside. You could just kind of... Hey, Ancient Vision. I made 2 oil lamps. What kind of wick can I use? Make them stay on. You made oil lamps. So what did you make them out of? Are they like, I mean, because there's different kind of oil. There's like fruit oil lamps, glass oil lamps, like kerosene oil lamps. There's all, like, what kind of oil lamps did you make? Because they all have different kind of wicks. I'm new to the oil lamps, never worked with it before. What kind of wick is better to use, if any? Yeah, so what kind of oil lamp are you making? Because it depends on the oil lamp and the type of oil that you want to use on the type of wick you're going to use. Can you explain some of the uses for snakeskin? I have something in mind for renewal. Shedding of my skin and past. Marley, quit it! Snakeskin's usually not utilized in that way. That's very creative thinking. It sounds like it might work. But traditionally, that's not what it's utilized for. It's usually utilized for hexing and binding and constricting. Because, I mean, a lot of snakes are poisonous, right? And a lot of them are like boa constrictor, right? So they're constrictors. There's poisonous ones. Most people are afraid of snakes. Not all people, but there's a lot of fucking people that are afraid of snakes. So traditionally, they're not used for a renewal kind of thing. Actually, a better idea for that would maybe be, do you have any cicadas in your area? Cicadas are very symbolic, or butterfly cocoons, that kind of, or a butterfly. Those two things are very symbolic of renewal and transformation, but not the snakeskin. No, I mean, in theory it sounds like it could work, but you're taking a chance. I've never heard of it being used that way. Tobacco cologne seems to attract spirit. They seem to like it. Yes, a lot of spirits love tobacco. Floating wicks have worked well for me to float a flame on oil. I mean, yeah, but, I mean, floating wicks are usually utilized for natural lamps, like made out of fruit, or ones that you're using a natural oil in, like a cooking oil, like olive oil, sunflower oil, you know, all the kind of cooking oils. Absolutely, floating wicks are awesome. So but it really depends on the kind of lamp that you're doing and the type of oil that you're wanting to use on the kind of wick that you're going to use. There's also just cotton wicks. You know, they sell those. You can totally roll those up and stick them in the lamps. And there's, of course, there's like the store-bought kind, which are made to be used with, you know, lamp oil or kerosene lamps. It all depends on what you're doing and the way you're doing it. Okay, glass ones, and I don't even know how you did that. You have no ass. My husband like ass bumped my table and knocked a bunch of shit over, and he's like assless. So yeah, it really depends on the type of oil you're gonna use. You can't use the same kind of wick that you use, you know, for a regular oil lamp like store-bought, like you would use with lamp oil or kerosene oil. Those kind of wicks don't work with the cooking oil kind of lamps. So for that kind, you absolutely need a floating wick, which they sell. I sell them all over the place. It's that they come in a little box. I don't think let me see if I have a box up here. I know I have a box downstairs. I don't think I have any up here. Oh yeah, I do. I got it. Okay, so here we go. They come like this. They're actually called Milligaraus. I don't know if you guys can like see that. They're called Milligaraus, and it usually has a Mary on the front. And they come with one of these little things, okay, and this is your floater. So you put that in the lamp and it floats. And then the box is full of these wicks, right? So you put this in, and then you put the wick in there, and then this just floats, you know, in the lamp. These are best utilized with cooking oils, olive oil, sunflower oil. I use these for natural lamps that I make out of like fruits and stuff. Or you got the traditional cotton wicks that you just kind of roll up and you stick them in there. The music's gone again. Playback error. It's midnight. Why aren't you sleeping?
I'll buy you some more of that frost stuff.
I don't want it. I got that for you. Hold on, guys. Getting the music right. We gotta have the background music. Hold on. I always have to have some kind of noise. Even when I sleep, I have one of those sound machines, and it plays like plays a river sound, like a running water river sound. I gotta always have some kind of like background noise. Silence disturbs me for some reason. And it also because my ears ring a lot, so the noise kind of helps drown that out a little bit. To always have some background noise. Okay, back to the questions. We are on 19% battery. Oh my god, I gotta get to these questions. Okay. Use not white eggs. Seem to. Yeah, you can use any color eggs for cascaria. They don't have to be white. That's like an old wives' tale. I use brown. I use white. I use blue ones. I use whatever I got. I also use ham with those green eggs and ham. Snake skin is good for power. Yeah. Yeah, snakes are... I could talk for 3 days on snakes and their symbolisms. Power to fight off evil for spells. Snake skin. Awesome, thanks. I have lots of cicadas here. Yeah, cicadas are great. That's the transformation renewal thing that you want. A lot better than snake skin. It's a fluorescence oil lamp, but I put grapeseed oil in my lamp. I made protection and then money. Okay, so those are probably what you're going to want to get, the Milligaraus, the floating wicks. Besides praying the Psalms, what other verses of the Bible can you recite in your work? And any that pop out at you. I know some people, they do it kind of like they call Biblemancy, where they just randomly open a fucking page, and that's what they fucking go with when they're working. They let spirit lead them, you know, and just randomly open a page, put their finger down, and whatever their finger lands on, that's what they work with. I love the windows open when I sleep. Oh, me too. I had my windows open all week. It was so nice here. Had the fan in the window. Oh, I slept so good this week, like a baby all week. But now it's fucking 95, 98 degrees again, so I had to close everything up, turn the air back on. Silence is really loud to me as well. I always gotta have background noise. Yep. I didn't used to be that way, but last like 3 years or so, yep. Whole jar full of snake skins, various sizes. Awesome. Cicadas are insane. Yeah, mine are insane too. Noisy ass motherfuckers. How do you spell the wick? Oh, okay. It'd be Milagros. Milagros. Yep. Machitas La Milagrosa. Absolutely. You can't miss them. And they sell these. I get these at like the local botanic. I pay, what did I pay? $4 for these. You can probably get them online cheaper, but you pay shipping. So I just, you know, I get local shit. We gotta hurry up, guys. 16%. Alright. When people use anthems, they open the circle or call the quarters. Would you just hold the knife in your hand like a wand? Yeah. I mean, I don't do that, but I'm friends with other people that do that type of work, and yeah, absolutely, just hold it like you would anything else. I mean, an anthem, like anything else, it's a focal point, right? It's a focal point to direct your intent. That's all it is. The same thing as a wand. My snake skin is in one whole piece, 7 feet long, non-poisonous python. Awesome, yeah. My dad's wife, they have a pet python, and every time it sheds, I'm like, ooh, can I get the skin? And she doesn't know. She doesn't know what I do. She has no fucking clue. So she always sends me like the shed, and it's like nice, one big, piece and everything like that. So yeah, I have tons of snake skin, but I don't use it very often. You guys are funny. I hear sirens, car crashes, and gunshots when I leave my windows open at night. Oh man. I'm in a suburb, so once in a while, but it's a pretty quiet neighborhood where I'm at. Yeah, if I lived in the city, I don't think I could have my windows open. You have any windows in your room? That's odd. I lived in an apartment once. I had one window, and it was like one of those little tiny skinny slit like basement windows, and it was like way up, like where the ceiling was. That was the only window in the whole room. It was really weird. Snakes can be good for sexual work. Yes. Yes. Snakes are good for all kinds of shit. But for the renewal aspect, as she was speaking of, there's a lot things that it could be used a lot better. Like cicadas, butterflies, things that actually transform and renew themselves into like a whole new form, right? So yeah, that would be a much better thing. My room is a room in the basement, and it used to be part of... Oh, okay, that's why we don't have any windows. I actually wouldn't... Well, when I was younger, I'll say I wouldn't have minded that. I have, like, really heavy blackout curtains. I have one big window in my bedroom. I have really heavy blackout curtains, because I don't want the sun fucking waking me up. Because I'm a night owl, y'all know me. I was actually contemplating last week to changing my name to Mama Midnight. I'm still kind of rolling it around. I mean, I'll always be Mama Justify, but Mama Midnight just, I love it. I love the ring of it, and I get a lot of people asking me about the fucking Skeleton Key movie. Like, I guess there was somebody named Justify in that movie, and like they think I stole it from the movie or something. So I get those a lot. So I'm like, maybe I should just. Mama Midnight has a great fucking ring to it, and that's like 100% me, like 100 fucking %. So I've been rolling it around. I was thinking maybe when my business cards run out, because they all say Mama Justify on them. When my business cards run out, I might switch the name out. I just might do it. Corn snake skins. Awesome. Okay, you familiar with prunella for healing? Does it have another name? Is it just called prunella, or does it have some another kind of name? Because that doesn't sound familiar to me. What is the meaning of the moth? I mean, moths are pretty much the same as butterflies. They also, you know, transform. They were once little caterpillars and shit, and they transform just like butterflies. It's pretty much the same thing. Eminem. Mama Midnight, yeah. Coming across a lot of moths lately. Well, it is summer. Midnight sounds like you. Sounds sexy. You guys like it? My original name is Gangsta. That's funny as hell. Well, everybody likes the name. That's awesome. Yeah, I might switch it out. I don't want enemies coming back and go, oh, look, she had to change her name because something happened, or I did something, some work, or like, you know, people like to take credit for crazy shit. And I actually have seen, you know, workers that fucked up. They fucked up. They fucked up with clients. They fucked up. They got hit with shit. And you know, they'll totally reinvent themselves, and they'll come back with like a new website and a new name and a new shop and like all this shit. And I don't want people to think that. I don't want people to think that of me at all. I mean, they're both very fitting for me. They both are. They're both very fitting. But I'm sick of the questions about that movie. Like, I get it a lot, and I'm like, God damn, fucking stealing that for no fucking movie. Because y'all know I'm all about the fucking justice and the balance, and that's why I use that name. But yeah, I'm liking Midnight a lot better, and then I probably wouldn't get stupid fucking questions anymore. Self-heal. Cha-cha. Self all heal. Absolutely, I grow this every year. Great stuff. I use it in just about every type of healing, you know, Gregory, vigil, light setting, work. It's one of the ingredients. I sell a blend on the shop that's called a Radiant Health or May I Mend blend. It's like a blend of healing herbs, and that's one of the main ingredients. It's great stuff. Fuck the enemies. They're silly new nobodies with dumbass opinions. Absolutely. Crystal skulls are ancient, used by Mayans. I love them, and they have amazing high energy. Yeah, I've always been interested in crystal skulls. I've never utilized them, but I've done a lot of research on them, and especially the quartz ones, because quartz is like a big memory drive. Quartz can hold information. You can download information in quartz, and it'll hold on to it. And I actually, when I was looking into the Mayan, like the real ones, the ones that were found, you know, down there, the crystal skulls, I read an article that said that the size of that one of those skulls, like, could hold all the information in the world and then some for like another 40 years. Like, that's how much information can, be held there. I actually seen things that they were trying to come up with a way to kind of hook up to the crystal skulls and decode the information that is stored inside them, like computer-like. Yeah, they're really interesting, but I've never actually utilized them. I do work with quartz every now and again, but I haven't actually used the crystal skulls. Went back to the books. Do like Prince and use a symbol. That's fine. Okay, guys, we are on 7% battery. We're going to have to cut this off. What is the best way to utilize a mirror box? So you can use a mirror box two ways. You can use it to reverse. So you can put mirrors facing in and put an enemy in there. So like anything that they do, it kind of just bounces back at them. Or you can put the mirrors facing out and put yourself in there. So it's kind of like a shield that anything that's thrown at you bounces right off. It's mind-blowing the capacity the skulls have. Yeah, absolutely. Damn phone. Okay, guys. Oh, look. I've been on 1 hour and 11 minutes. Wow. Okay, so and my clock just says 12:12. I ain't shitting, guys. Look. I don't know if you can see it. 12:12. 1 hour and 11 minutes. I get that actually a lot. I get it 4 or 5 times a day. I get the numerology stuff. Okay, so guys, visit the shop, Primitive Roots, Appalachian Conjure. Like I said, there's a summer sale going on all month of August. Free coffin nail crosses every $25 order, excluding light settings. And 10% off all $50 orders. Follow me on Facebook at Primitive Roots Appalachian Conjure. And follow me on Instagram at primitive_roots_conjure. I hope I answered everybody's questions. I hope I was helpful. Thank you, Marlene. You are fucking awesome moderator. I love you. Everybody give her a fucking round of applause. And go to her shop. She makes awesome soaps. SoCal Sorcery. That's her shop. So yeah, I will see you guys hopefully next week. Like, subscribe, and share. Good night.